check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this video I have two races from GT Sport held in the Daily Racers playlist. First up is Group 4 and I am driving the old reliable, the McLaren 650S. This is 10 laps starting in 9th on the grid as we start heading down the main straight. Hard on the brakes for the first corner, moving to the inside line just to edge out the Lambo to take 8th place coming out of the corner. Keeping on the power for turns 2 and 3, but I take the exit a little wide and drop 2 wheels on the grass. Managing to keep the car on track, braking to 3rd for turn 4, trying to hold as much speed through the corner. And braking hard, dropping down to 1st gear, moving through turn 5 and staying in 1st for turn 6 and back on the power down the main straight. And I'm just sticking in the toe of Speed Egg as we cross the line to start lap 2. Coming out of turn 1 and just trying to stay with the pack ahead of me as I move through turns 2 and turn 3, getting very close to the car ahead, but thankfully managing to just whip the steering wheel around and avoiding an accident. Moving through turn 4 and braking heavy for the hairpin, managing to move up into 6th place as we go back onto the main straight to finish the second lap. Coming into turn 1, moving to the inside line far too early, so it allows King Lou to hold on to 5th, heading down towards turn 2. And I'm just taking turn 4 wide, understeering quite a bit. As you can see, the Lambo ahead of me is taken to off-roading around the hairpin. And we're just at the start of lap 4 as I move on the inside line to pass the Lambo through the corner, but they managed to whip around and hold me off on the corner exit. And moving over to the TV camera, and you can see the Ferrari behind just gives me a little nudge through turn 4. But this allows me to attack the cars ahead through the hairpin and moves me up to 4th place. Moving through turn 1 and I get another bump from behind, sending me wide into the corner. This does knock me back to 7th place in the grid, but I managed to hold it and keep going. And braking heavy into turn 4, I trade a bit more paint with the Lamborghini and I bounced off the sausage curb, but I managed to hold the car and move up to 5th place towards the hairpin. Having a pretty bad line coming out of the final corner, I end up moving back down to 7th place. Moving over to the 6th lap of the race, I'm currently running in 8th place, braking heavy for the first corner, taking the inside line, and I managed to move myself up to 5th place in one corner. Going through turn 2, and a car leaves group to the left and hits the wall as we all go through turn 3, braking for turn 4. Let's take a quick look back and see what happened. Gaming Investor is just edging out the pack down the straight, but as they try and turn into the second corner, the car behind doesn't give them enough space and ends up sending them into the wall, and they even get a nice penalty for the pleasure. As we now rejoin the action on lap 7, just coming through turn 2, still running in 4th place and just trying to close the gap on King Lou. And coming through the hairpin as Lou moves up to 2nd as Stig FJ takes a wide line, allowing me to close the gap as we go down the main straight and head towards the first turn. Thankfully at the moment I've got the inside line, meaning I can hold them off around the corner and pull away into 3rd, heading down towards turn 2. Skipping ahead to the end of lap 9, coming up to turn 4, still holding on to 3rd. And the Lambo does try to push in, but he ends up sending it wide towards the grass as I move through the hairpin around the final corner. And just sitting in the toe of King Lou, just waiting to make a move on them. Once again trying to move to the inside line and send it in, but I brake a little bit too late, causing me to have quite a bit of understeer around the first corner, meaning that King Lou can stay out in 2nd place as we head down towards turn 2. Now the only other overtaking place that I can think of on this track is around the hairpin on turn 4. And as we move into the hairpin, the gap is already a bit too wide for me to try and make a move around it. So my biggest priority is just holding off the cars behind as we come down the final straight towards the checkered flag. And I managed to secure 3rd place in this race. And I would say that was overall a cracking result, moving up to 3rd from 9th place as we move on over to the next race. Now this one is at Tsukuba circuit and is a Mazda RX-7 one make for 6 laps, sitting on the grid at 3rd place. Moving into turn 1, and I've managed to move up to 2nd off the line. As we move over to the TV cam, you can see the carnage behind with everyone trying to get around the turn. As I move through turn 2, you can just see a car sliding out in the back, heading towards the back of the pack. Turning into turn 4 as the Irish driver takes the inside line, moving me down to 3rd place. Trying to just hold on through turn 4, but these cars do slide a lot as Gatto makes a move up the inside, but he does go into the corner quite hot, pushing the Irish driver wide, allowing me to take the inside line to fight for 2nd place. As you can see, Gatto's not too happy about that as he tries to push me off the track, but I managed to hold on. Heading down towards turn 6, braking, and Gatto moves past once again into 2nd place, coming through the corner as we cross the line to start the 2nd lap. And I'm just closing the gap on Gatto through the first corner, but he does shut the door on me. Coming out of turn 3, the car oversteers onto the grass. I managed to hold it and get back onto the track relatively quickly, but as I go through the next corner, I touch the apex and it happens again. Heading towards the barrier, I slam the brakes on, turn a little bit and managed to get back onto the track, rejoining in 6th place, but getting taken back down to 7th as we move into the next hairpin. And I almost lose it coming out of this corner. Thankfully I managed to hold on and put my foot down heading down the back straight. Managing to close the gap down through turn 6 to the driver ahead. Crossing the line to move on to lap 3. Moving to the inside, braking. Just sliding through as everyone has a little bit of a nightmare. I've got cars either side of me, but somehow I managed to come out of the corner in 4th place. Skipping ahead to lap 5, I'm still running close behind Hellrose in 4th. As we move into turn 1, and I dart on the inside to pass them, but I do go a little bit wide on the corner, moving onto the grass, letting them catch back up towards the next hairpin. But thankfully, being on the inside line lets me get ahead out of the next corner, moving towards turn 4. And just putting my foot down as soon as I make it onto the back straight, trying to increase the gap to the cars behind, as I know Hellrose isn't too far. Braking slightly heading into turn 6, just trying to bring as much speed through the corner as I can, getting as close to the apex and then swinging out to keep as much speed, crossing the line to start the final lap. Just not trying to make any more mistakes in the race. It's the last lap. Taking it steady, but not being too careful. As I know if I take it too carefully, I'll be able to let people pass me. Going through turn 4. No major disasters here. Braking for the hairpin, dropping down to 2nd. And the gap to the car behind is just outside of 3/4 of a second, meaning he should be outside of my toe. Just moving around the final corner and crossing the line to take 3rd place. It's always good to be standing up on the podium. And that is going to be it for this video. If you watched to the end, thank you very much. And since you're here, why not like, maybe subscribe, and tell me what you think about it in the comments. I hope you're all having an awesome day, and I will see you in the next one.